Twitch feed. Make sure we have audio. We are streaming on Twitch. Checking the Twitch feed for the audio. We have audio. Excellent. And Dementia Radio now. And recording in 3, 2, 1.
Recorded live on DementiaRadio.org, it's the Funny Music Podcast. Brought to you by FuMP.com, where you can download new free comedy songs twice a week. Now, here's your hosts, Devo Spice and the great Luke Ski.
Hey, Devo Spice.
Hey, Luke Ski.
We have a pre-recorded interview with Kyle.
Coming up later, Kyle, and it's not upside down.
Yay!
And we have live in the studio with us Michael Bali of Two Sleeps. How you doing, Michael?
Hey, doing good, Devo.
I am
Thanks
welcoming
for having me back.
Welcome back you and your beard, because they are two separate entities at this point.
They really are.
Welcome to episode 618 of the Funny Music Podcast for Thursday, April 21st. The title of this week's episode is Typical House Battle. I will paste that in. Cut the fucking paste. I have one of those 2016 MacBooks with the crappy keyboard, and my Command and my V things are starting to be problematic. So, if you can sort of figure out what I put in the chat there, that's the title of the episode. Not the V, and you only have to say it once, not 3 times in a row. But you get the point. So, let's do this.
Let's get caught up with what Devo and Luke have been up to since last week. Or else Devo, if Luke bailed and didn't show up.
Hey!
What?
Oh, he's right.
So, Luke, what you been up to?
Just working my job, which I can't stand. I mean, I literally worked every day for the past 6 days, and then I had today off, and I spent the morning recording the interview with Kyle we're about to see, and then I spent the afternoon recording yet another episode of Escape from Walt Disney, and it's not the one coming up next, it's the one after that one. So, the one we did today was with a couple of the kind of mainstays of Tony's whole Some Jerk with the Camera family. That would be Morgan Funder and Charlie Callahan. So it's me, Tony, Morgan, and Charlie, and it was a grand old fun time, and it was great. And I literally just finished doing that before signing off and coming over here to be on the FuMPCast. So, other than that, not too much going on, except for, it was Easter and I barely got any tips, and then it was 420 and I got slightly more tips, but still not enough. What have you been up to?
I have not gotten much done this past week because last week we did the FuMPCast on Thursday night. Friday morning I woke up and I was sick. And I just had a bad cold. I tested negative for COVID, so it wasn't COVID, thankfully. But Friday I was just out of it, tired, headachy, stuffy, runny nose, coughing. And then Saturday it hit me like a ton of bricks. Now, unfortunately, Saturday was my wife's birthday, and I literally slept all day. It was like I got up, I ate breakfast, I went back to bed. I got up, I walked the dogs, I came back inside, I was like exhausted, and I went back to bed. I woke up and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to watch something. And I watched the first episode of Inside Job, and I'm watching it and I'm going, this is funny. I'm enjoying this. And then at the end of the episode, I shut it off and I was like, wow, that was exhausting. And I went back to bed. I was so exhausted. And then we were supposed to go out for dinner Saturday night, or we'd get takeout from this local place because it was my wife's birthday. And then Connor was working. So we decided, let's not exclude Connor from the birthday dinner. So let's, do it tomorrow, which was Easter Sunday, and the place was closed. So Monday night, we finally got my wife's birthday dinner 2 days late, and Monday night was the first while I was out picking up dinner was when I finally started feeling better. But and I'm still a little congested. I'm still coughing, getting the last of this all cleared out. But holy crap, this thing hit me like a ton of bricks. So between that and having to work, 16-hour days on these projects that my job is just piling on top one after the other, Nothing's gotten done in the way that I want things to get done, like music related things like that. The fun stuff. Nothing. I did watch the new Doctor Who episode, Legend of the Sea Devils. Did you see that?
Not yet. I saw that you weren't thrilled with it.
It was terrible. Like, top to bottom, terrible. And it wasn't like my least favorite episode of the new show is Kill the Moon. And the reason I hate Kill the Moon so much is because it's fucking stupid. Okay? The science, the common sense just goes right out the window in that episode. Nothing makes sense. And I'm sitting like, come on, does anybody know how laying an egg works? And this episode didn't have anything like that. I mean, it kind of did. The Sea Devils plan wouldn't have really worked, but, whatever. But what it had was bad writing, bad dialogue, terrible editing. I remember the last time I've noticed bad editing on any show that I've watched. But this was it's like, we're over here, and now all of a sudden we're over here, and I wave the magic screwdriver, and we're over here now. And there's no continuity between the two things. There's one scene where there's this giant sea monster type thing comes up from below the TARDIS and bites onto the TARDIS. It's unclear whether it swallows the TARDIS or not, but it bites down on the TARDIS. Cut to the next scene, and the Doctor is stepping out of the TARDIS, which is on its side, and they climb out of the TARDIS, and now they're in the Sea Devil's lair. So, is the sea monster a big mechanical, a machine that the Sea Devils are using as a lair, or is it a real machine that or is it a real monster that the Doctor, transported out of and ended up in it's so poorly edited and so poorly told that I went online today on Reddit, and people were discussing this topic as to whether or not the monster was real or it was the Sea Devil's, mechanical lair, and nobody knows, just because you can't fucking tell because it was so poorly done. There was one thing I loved about the episode. There's one exchange of dialogue between the Doctor and the Sea Devils when they first meet. The Doctor goes, Sea Devil, and the Sea Devil goes, Land Crawler. And I was like, that was great. That's right up there with this is not war, this is pest control. But that one clip was great. The rest of the episode was so bad. I want to give it the MST3K treatment. If you're up for that, I would love to do it.
Yeah, it's I really love I just blanked on her name.
Jodie Whittaker.
Jodie Whittaker. I really love her as a doctor. I think her doctor is great, but it occurred to me the other day that I can't particularly think of a specific episode where it's this is a really great episode, I'd love to rewatch that. It's she's great in general, but there's nothing about her run that has really stood. Okay, well, it's the whole concept of bringing in that other doctor, who's actress
the Ruth doctor. I have a real problem with that whole storyline. I have multiple problems with that whole storyline. But anyway, go ahead.
I think that was at least interesting, So, but yeah, it's just I don't know. I just kind of feel maybe it's that whole. Ooh, I'm sorry, I'm yawning, but yeah, just who's so. Jodie's doctor is going to retire, aka die, or there's doctor.
There's another special coming up later this year, which is going to be her regeneration story.
Yeah, so do we know who the next doctor will be for sure? Is it going to be that Ruth person, or is it going to be somebody else?
They haven't announced it yet, so I don't know. Ruth is supposedly a pre-Hartnell doctor. She's supposedly pre-Hartnell, which, if she's pre-Hartnell, then why is her TARDIS a police box? Because that happened during Hartnell's first episode. People who write the show and never actually watch it. Fucking people. Sorry, one of my many gripes with the Ruth storyline.
Yeah.
But
So,
yeah,
anyway.
Jodie's whole run has been mediocre, and it's not her fault. She's been great.
Yeah.
It's the writing has just, like, you're right. There are no standout episodes. There's no episodes where you can say this was an awesome episode. They've all been, the best ones have been pretty good, But this one was just fucking terrible. Anyway,
Well, I'll be sure to watch it as soon as I can.
my rant is over now.
The other thing I've been dealing with is I'm doing a freelance storyboard that was supposed to have been done by now, but it was supposed to be a 60-second long cartoon, but the people who wrote it didn't time out how much material they wrote to see if it would all fit in 60 seconds, and it doesn't. So, I needed extra time to rough board out how much to do to actually cover all that material. So now I'm like, they're giving me some extra time, but basically very little extra pay to do it, and I'm not really happy about it. But I'm gonna do it. It's just so I can finish a job I promised to do, and then I have some work I'm gonna do for Kyle after that.
Yay,
anyway.
work.
So
Michael, what have you been up to?
What have I been up to?
Been listening to us
for a
bitch
while.
about Doctor Who. That's what you've been up to.
Yeah, and I'm like 2 doctors behind. I got to catch up, so I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
My favorite was Eccleston, but
Yeah, he was great.
yeah. But yeah, I've been working my butt off on this Sam and Dean video because despite the fact that the song was done 3 months ago, I decided 2 weeks ago that, hey, I should do a video for this and get it done by the time it comes out. So, a couple 4 a.m. nights working on that, and then working on a new death metal song.
Yeah.
And that's about what I've been up to.
Yeah. Look, can't wait for that one.
I heard a rumor that Mr. Devo Spice might end up doing some backup vocals on that one.
We
I
can
don't
do
know.
that, yes.
It might just be a rumor. But
Do some growling on your song.
so that's going to be fun.
Yeah, I turned Michael on to the glory of the vocals of Carcass. So
I like the low stuff.
yeah. I love it when Carcass does this all the time where they harmonize. They've got the lead vocalist, Jeff, is like that, and then Mike, the guitarist, is and the two of them together, it just sounds fucking glorious. Love
I
it.
feel like that's the pinnacle of singing if you can harmonize
Death metal vocals,
growling and
right?
screaming.
Yes.
Yeah. That's talent.
Psycho Stick did that on one of their songs. They have a song about a song being so heavy. It's called So Heavy. And part of it is like, you scream high, I scream low. And then they have a high scream and a low scream going, doesn't this sound fucking amazing?
Yeah, I just listened to Ann's stuff. I was pretty impressed with that. That's a good album.
Yeah, that was good. All right, so to give us a quick intro to Sam and Dean, and we will give it a listen. I will play the video for the people watching on Twitch.
Nice. Sam and Dean is a parody of She Don't Use Jelly by the Flaming Lips, and it's about our favorite protagonist, Sam and Dean Winchester, and it's a good time.
Here is Sam and Dean by Two Sleeps.
I know a girl who was a badass mom. She had 2 babies when she was young. And then Azazel killed her dead with her 2 babies asleep in bed. Their names are Sam and Dean. for some friends. He don't use Crowley or any of them. He uses Sam and Dean. Sam and Dean. Sam and Dean. Sam and Dean. I know a guy who manipulates. His name is Lucy. He's not so great. He don't like angels. He don't like Chuck. He don't like Bobby. And he's really stuck on killing Sam and Dean. 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 Sam and
Very nice.
Thanks.
Well done. Yeah, we don't have nearly enough songs about Supernatural.
Right? I feel like the fandom is huge enough. There should be more.
It is. There are whole Supernatural dedicated conventions, like just
Right.
for Supernatural. It's not even like general sci-fi horror con. No, it's Supernatural convention.
Right?
I mean, the show's been on for what, 15, 16 years, something like that?
Yeah, I think it was 15 seasons. Maybe it was 16.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
kind of nuts.
long run.
And of course they did the animated episode with the Scooby-Doo.
That was my favorite. I love that one, Scooby Natural.
Yes. That was wonderful. So have you seen the entire run of the show?
I have. I was not a huge fan of it. My wife got me into it. She loves it.
Mm-hmm.
And after forcing me to watch 3 or 4 episodes, I was like, this is actually pretty solid sci-fi, like good stuff. And then we started at the beginning and just watched all the way through. So it was a good time.
Let's just look up when it premiered. It's 2005. Okay, so September 2005. So that was right around the time my second child was born. So, yeah, so I started watching the show from the beginning when it first aired, and I really enjoyed it. I really dug it. And I watched like 2 or 3 seasons of it, and then I just kind of fell off. Not that I lost interest in it or whatever. I just got sidetracked and stopped watching for whatever reason, and then never got back to it.
Sure.
As time went on, the show was still being made. My kids grew up and started watching it. So my kids got into it a few years ago when I don't know if it's still on Netflix or not, but it was at the time. And, all 13, 14 seasons at the time were on Netflix, and they just watched it like on repeat. And they went through the entire run of the show 2 or 3 times. So I watched the whole thing by osmosis. Even if I wasn't paying attention to the episode when it was on, I heard it and saw it as I was walking around. So, so I can't say I have seen every episode or know all the details of it, but I am intimately familiar with the show just because I couldn't get away from it.
Right. Yeah, there are worse shows that could happen with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started when we got caught up to it when there was like 2 seasons left. So I watched the first like 13 seasons real fast, all in a row, and then I had to wait for the last 2 seasons of
that
episodes.
sucks.
Like, I want to finish it now.
Yeah. Nothing's worse than waiting a week between episodes, you know?
Right? It's 2020. I need instant gratification.
I know, right? So, so what was the inspiration for the parody?
I think this one, actually, I was trying to think of an idea that I could maybe pose to Insane Ian for a collaboration, and then I wasn't able to get a hold of him. And I thought of this idea, and I went, this is too good of an idea to share with someone else. I better do it myself.
This idea is too good for Ian. I'm keeping it for myself. Give Ian the crappy ideas. Yeah, when I heard this come through the FuMP, I was like, oh, great, Supernatural. I don't think we have any other Supernatural songs.
Yeah, I haven't seen any on there.
Let me do a quick search.
Yeah, Supernatural is one of those sci-fi properties. Am I on?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
the camera hasn't cut to you yet, but...
Oh, okay. It's one of those Supernatural franchises that I never got around to getting into, but it's, obviously been around for 14 or 15 years now. So it always kind of makes me happy when somebody gets around to making a song about a franchise that I haven't gotten around to yet, and it's like, okay, good, I don't have to worry about that one now. Somebody's got Supernatural covered for me.
Yeah, you don't want to have to watch 15 seasons of something to get caught up and do one song about it.
Hey, Luke, your video cut out.
That's weird. I can see my video.
Stop it and restart it.
Okay, how about now?
No,
if I do things,
it's still black.
That's weird.
Because I was trying to figure out why it wasn't cutting to you, and then I pinned your video, and it was just black. That is bizarre.
Go to... I don't know. I'm seeing myself, but you're still hearing me, obviously.
Yeah, we're still hearing you.
Yeah, audio's fine.
Yeah.
Maybe I should exit and come back in and see if that does anything.
Yeah, try that. If not, I'll get one of your CDs, and I'll just hold up a picture of you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Devo spices stomach.
Yes. All right, so when Luke talks, I'm just going to hold up the 4th grade talent show cover. And we will see what happens. Wildcard says, throw in a picture of Qbert. I could. Actually, Qbert was... The last thing I saw was Qbert because he was in there. There he is. We can see you now.
Hey, how about now?
Yes.
Hey, it's working. Hi.
That was so weird.
Did I interrupt a sentence?
No. I was saying I was just going to hold up your 4th grade talent show if you kept talking. It was just going to be,
Nice. I was going to say the only episode of Supernatural I've seen is the Scooby-Doo episode.
That is the best episode. If you can only see one, that's the one.
Yeah, that episode was so well done.
My favorite part about that was where Grey Griffin as Daphne, it's like, wait, monsters are real? Heaven and hell are real? Am I going to hell? It's like such a great stark realization for the Scooby Gang to have. So, yeah, it was excellent.
Yeah, that was cool. I love it when shows do
the fandom
weird
for
stuff.
this.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the fandom for this show is huge, so I'm glad that we have a comedy song here on the FuMP representing it. So, yeah.
Well, and I decided to do the song, and as soon as I finished it, all of a sudden they're talking about like some kind of reboot spin-off show, and it's like trending on searches again. So I was like, perfect timing.
Oh, really? What is it going to be, like the Crowley Show or something? Or
I don't think anything's like official yet, but I want to say it's like a prequel situation. Don't quote me on that,
because those always work out so well,
right?
Yeah. Well, I know part of the fandom is because you have two like really good-looking leads, and
right. That definitely doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Jensen Ackles has like hordes of groups of people that are just fan club of just him.
Yeah, I'm sure of it. So, yeah, I thought I did really enjoy the show. In fact, I like it's one of those shows I'd love to go back and rewatch in order just to make sure I see everything. But there's like 17 seasons. I mean, that's a lot of television to get through. You know.
Yeah.
I'm still working my way through. Oh, maybe when I'm done with the Star Trek project, because I'm still working my way through Star Trek. I'm up to season 2 of Enterprise. Actually, I'm almost up to Nemesis. So
nice. Yeah, that's a serious commitment.
Yeah, I just put it on in the background while I'm working.
Just yesterday, I finished all of Night Court.
Nice,
which was great to rewatch all of that, and I doing it just because I hadn't watched it in forever, but also because. Do you remember? It's showing me and being highlighted in my thing. So
yeah, you're frozen on my end.
Yeah, me too.
I need a Luke puppet.
Luke,
send me your puppet.
Anyway, I was just gonna mention that there's a reboot of Night Court happening with John Larroquette reprising his role as Dan Fielding, and Melissa Rauch from The Big Bang Theory playing Abby Stone, the daughter of Harold T. Stone, and now she's the judge, and a whole other, the rest of the cast is new. I have no idea if Marsha Warfield and Richard Mall are coming back as Roz and Bull, but in any case, they're filming it at the Warner Brothers lot, and I managed to get a ticket for one of the tapings of the show for the 29th.
Excellent.
So I'm super psyched.
That's awesome.
So
excellent.
So yeah, it's basically my favorite live action sitcom of all time. So yeah.
Yeah, the
kind of surprised on there.
Night Court holds the honor of one of the biggest laughs of my life came from an episode of Night Court. It was the episode where they discovered that Dan was in the Army Reserve, and he's like, "What's the big deal? It's, 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks every summer." And Bull just goes, "Like going to the bathroom." And I lost it. I absolutely lost it.
Yeah. And John Larroquette himself, just as that character, is a masterclass in comedy. He's so great.
Yeah.
But anyway, we should get back to talking about Supernatural and awesome song.
Supernatural and Two Sleeps. So how are things going with the Two Sleeps otherwise?
Pretty good. Started a video series, Sunday Night Blues. That's been a lot of fun, and it gets me playing more regularly.
I take it that's blues.
Well, you would think so. The one that'll be on this Sunday is fairly bluesy. Most of it has just been kind of blues-inspired, other genres, jam kind of stuff, little rock and roll, little.
What do you do? Just go online and start playing, or?
I got a loop machine, so I'll just put on like a beat or something, and then lay down a little rhythm riff and just kind of noodle on top of it. It's all improvisation, just off the cuff.
Nice.
So yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
Cool. Yeah. So you're helping out the FuMP behind the scenes too.
Yes.
Yeah, I have Michael working on a whole bunch of projects for me. Things I don't have time to do.
Some mastering, some grunt work.
Yep.
Data entry.
Yep. And he's getting minimum wage too, like as in zero, because that's the minimum you can pay someone.
That's right. When you're a freelancer, that's minimum wage.
Cool. No, I appreciate the help, because otherwise it wouldn't get done. Yeah. Especially if I have many more weeks like the week I just had, because that sucked. So
yeah, your job is just too much, man.
It's like it came out of nowhere. I mean, it never used to be like this. It was just all of a sudden, like the company restructured a little bit, and all of a sudden there's like 5 more people in my department and like 10 times the work, and it's just okay. I don't know how we managed before. I don't know where all this work is coming from all of a sudden, but whatever. Keeps the bills paid. So, do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Probably just my website. If you want to connect on any of the socials, you can go to twosleeps.com, and then that'll have links to everything, streaming and YouTube and all that fun stuff.
And if you're a comedy musician who wants any of his rejected parody ideas, reach out to him. He'll give you any of the crappy ideas that he doesn't want to do.
Exactly. I'm good for that. Very, very giving.
Cool. All right, so we're going to move on to news and tour dates and stuff. You're welcome to stick around for the rest of the show. We got an interview with Kyle coming up that's not upside down. And or if you got better stuff to do, you're welcome to take off.
I'll hang out.
Okay. Let's do some news.
This is the FuMP.
You know, I'm tired out here for a tale.
It ain't steady
When
work.
you're trying to get this money for the rent.
It ain't steady
For
work.
the gas and electric money spent.
It ain't steady
Can't
work.
even save up for retirement.
It ain't steady
You know,
work.
it's hard out here for a tale.
It ain't steady
Can't
work.
get paid under the table, taxes in.
It ain't steady
On the
work.
W-2, don't get scared.
It ain't steady
Be sure
work.
to itemize everything you get.
I wanna be with you and only you for forever.
Insert name here.
I love you and only you.
Insert name here.
I love you.
It's a mess and I'm buried in stress, but other than that, I'm okay.
That's the Funny Music Project at thefump.com. THEFUMP.com.
Which is how my answer gets corrected. Though reality's a pain, it hasn't driven me insane. I'm doing about as well as could be expected.
Time for funny music news. Something, something, something.
In the news, Carla Ulbrich is appearing tonight on the virtual comedy show with Steve Goody and Brad Tassel. So quick, all 9 viewers on Twitch, go switch over to that. You can see Carla. Now, if you don't want to switch over, you can catch the rerun on their YouTube page. For information about the show, go to virtualcomedyshow.com. And I wanted to mention the FuMP Volume 91 is finally up on Spotify. Took a while for this one, but it is now up on all the streaming services, which means I can do the playlist I wanted to do. So I'll mention that later in the show. Luke, you got anything else before tour dates?
Nope, I do not.
Alrighty then, tour dates. On Sundays in Nashville, Tennessee, Steve Goody hosting at the Bluebird. On Tuesdays, online, Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction. On Thursdays, online, Steve Goody and Brad Tassel. On the 23rd, in Collingswood, New Jersey, Carla Ulbrich. The 27th, in Santa Ynez, California, Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction. On the 29th, in Clovis, California, Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction. On the 30th, in Mater, Louisiana, Consortium of Genius, and on the 30th in Glen Allen, Virginia, Devo Spice. That would be RavenCon, for those of you keeping track at home, or maybe coming. Yeah, I realized today I was looking at a calendar. I'm like, oh, RavenCon's next week. I should probably prepare. So that's what I'm going to be doing soon. Birthdays coming up on the 25th. Chris Mezzolesta of Power Salad. Happy birthday, Chris.
Hooray!
Alrighty. Song number 2 this week is by TV's Kyle featuring Rennie Rivas. It's Rainin' Men.
It's raining men from the sky, it's human precipitation. It's raining men from the sky, it's human precipitation. It's raining men from the sky, it's human precipitation. It's raining men from the sky, it's human precipitation.
You better watch your head, 'cause here comes Ned. He's quite well read.
Duck and cover or be dead. Umbrellas won't save you from the guys that are dropping. They're falling quite rapidly, you better get hopping. The men from the sky are showing the signs of stopping. They're coming down thicker than hot fudge topping. There's great big dudes fall from the sky. Almost got his bald spot in my eye. Kinda makes you wanna cry. I'll tell you the reason why I hate seeing eligible bachelors die. Better watch out, ladies. They're gonna land on your Mercedes. Here comes Dan. He's gonna smash your mini precipitation. It's raining men from the sky. It's human precipitation. It's raining men from the sky. It's human precipitation. It's raining men from the sky. It's human precipitation.
Just when you think they're gone, then here comes John. He's falling on your lawn. He ain't got nothing on.
My big burly bros in the construction site. It's getting kinda dark cause they're blocking all the light. Why is this happening? It just ain't right. There's new pizza everywhere, don't order out tonight. The smell's a nasty mixture of blood and cologne. I've never seen so much testosterone. Lots of mangled bodies, flesh and bone. There's one guy impaled on a traffic cone. You better watch out, G. He's falling on your SUV. Here comes Jack. He'll crush your Cadillac. It's raining men from the sky. It's human precipitation. It's raining men from the sky. It's human precipitation. It's raining men from the sky. It's human precipitation. It's raining men from the sky. Human precipitation.
Go dead guy, go dead guy, go, go, go dead guy, go dead guy, go dead guy, go, go, go dead guy, go dead guy, go dead guy, go, go, go dead guy, go dead guy, go dead guy, go, go, go dead guy.
It's raining men from the sky. It's human precipitation. It's raining men from the sky. It's human precipitation. It's raining men from the sky. It's human precipitation. It's raining men from the sky. It's human precipitation. It's raining men from the sky. It's raining precipitation. It's raining men from the sky. We've probably faded out by now.
Go dig it, okay.
Hello. Okay. Hi.
Oh, hello.
We're men. We're not raining. We're just sitting on a
Hey.
couch.
We're sitting men. Hallelujah, we're sitting men.
The part 3 of Grumpier Old Men.
Yes.
Yes. So, yeah, hey, Kyle, you did a Raining Men song. Why don't you tell people on the FuMPCast about it over there on the camera?
I did. Hi. So, there's a boy down here.
Whoa.
Boy. So, this one is kind of one of the older songs on this album. This kind of harkens back when the original idea was to record an EP to go with fidelity of like other songs written around that time that never made it onto an album, and then it got completely out of hand, and then I had to be the Mr. Music guy at the MarsCon, so now I just put all the songs on it. So this is one I wrote with my friend Soren Wild way back in the day when 311 was new and different, and we wanted to write basically, I know I wanted to do, I was doing my no covers at that point, and I wanted to do It's Raining Men, but different. I'll make it literal, but actual Raining Men. I'm very clever. And so we sat down to write that, and we wanted it to be a 311 song. And the first recording of it kind of was within my limited capability of recording such a thing. And I don't know if you ever heard the old demo. Zoe sings it.
I don't know. I don't think I have.
I'll send it to you later. But yeah, that for whatever reason, I think because my technology changed, because Y Fidelity was recorded on a program called Deck 2 or Bias 2, which was like an early-ish Mac recording program. Then I got a new computer that came with GarageBand, and I'm like, oh, this changes everything. And so when I got to let's all do the guck, everything was made in GarageBand. So I didn't want to use anything that I had made that wasn't made in GarageBand because it would sound too different. So that's why I never made it onto an album before. When I sat down to make this version, I was no longer interested in sounding like 311, so I just made it funk, because that's what Kyle does when he doesn't know what to do. He makes funk. And I actually asked, I asked Zoe if she wanted to reprise her role, but she was too busy probably drawing Cuphead, or maybe whatever it was that was after Cuphead. I'm not sure. But yeah, she was understandably busy. And so I had been wanting to get our good friend Rennie Rivas to sing on a track like for a while now, and I was like, this is a good excuse to get Rennie on a track, and yeah, she did it, and it was awesome.
Yeah, and in particular after your concert at MarsCon, hanging out with Alexanne and Carrie, and Alexanne really loved that song. She just kind of kept singing it to herself.
Yeah, it was
at various random points throughout
really
the weekend.
Happy to hear that.
Is there any big updates on what's going on with you that you can tell the peoples? That's they can be privy to.
Let's see. So, still drawing the Snoopy. Yeah, for those who don't know, I've been storyboarding for the Snoopy show for a while now, and doing that again. Let's see, I have some crazy new pitching stuff going on, but I think for the full story, folks will have to listen to Kyle and Luke talk about tunes where I have to kind of talk in code anyway. But still, we talked about it.
And just like that, there's a kitty cat between the two of us while we're doing it.
Here comes the boy.
Oh, the boy. Oh,
You're super soft there, bud.
He's so fluffy. Yeah. So, and do you have any upcoming music plans that you can talk about, or that you feel like talking about?
Let's see. I just finished, I have some of the non-comedy stuff I do with Jimmy One Street Over. There's A Whisper of Reason, which is, you can find that stuff. Actually, you can find all that stuff on Spotify now, or on iTunes, or any place else where you listen to multiple. I was going to try to make up something that MP3 stood for, and I just completely bailed on it. Multiple poop threes. I'm very good at this. It is very early in the morning, by which I mean it's almost noon. So, let's see. I don't have any TV's Kyle stuff I'm going to do for a little while, giving that a break since I just kind of marathoned a bunch of songs. I've had a project, I keep saying this, but I have a project I've been wanting to do with Lindsay for a while that I hope to get on, but everything else needs to calm down before I can do such a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's about the size of it.
Well, cool. And anything you want to plug at this point? That
Luke and I make a podcast called Kyle and Luke Talking About Dunes. You can go to kyleandluke.com and click around, and eventually you'll find a podcast. Let's see, I made this show called Mighty Magiswords that I sometimes don't even think about having done because it's so long ago now, but today I have that one vampire cosplayer from Japan?
Yeah.
I just did an art trade with her. I'm waiting for her half, but I didn't realize the artist and the cosplayer were the same person because they're different Twitter accounts. I don't know if you saw that picture I posted of the two shake people.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. So she has this cute. It's called Minor Diner, and it's all food items that work at a diner. It's very cute. And so in return, she is going to draw Ground Keith and Miss Citrus, who, if you don't know, are my... Oh, is that anything? That's just a... Okay. Who are my hamburger-headed and orange-headed people, respectively. And I didn't know this when she asked me. She actually asked me for a commission first. I'm like, no, you're an artist I like. Let's do a trade. She said that the characters' personalities were inspired by Vampire and Prohias, which I had no idea. That just makes me feel like $1 million gosh darn dollars. So go watch Mighty Magiswords on HBO Max or Hulu.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Cool. Well, thank you, Kyle, for making the walk over to say things to the peoples of the FuMPCast world.
I put on clothes for this.
Me too.
Making the internet absolutely ridiculous. Dementia Radio.
www.dementiaradio.org. Port 8027.
Please hang up and try again.
This is the part where there's feedback.
Feedback.
Feedback, you know that segment of the show we do about now?
Feedback. Feedback.
Feedback.
Feedback.
Lee, let's sing a song about Lee, let's sing a song about Lee, you're testing my ADD.
Eclectic Lee wrote, should I add Chief FuMP Feed Complainer to my list of titles? You might as well. Go for it. And we have a late-breaking feedback by...
Alvarant
wrote. Let me copy it onto the screen so it don't look like I'm reading way over there. Devo, thanks for using one of my song suggestions for the Spotify playlist a few weeks back. For those at home, I suggested Fucked with an Anchor by Ailstorm for a pirate-themed playlist. I understand wanting to promote FuMP artists, having the occasional song from artists from outside can introduce them to new people. Have you considered telling us the topic for upcoming playlists so we can make suggestions? I have not considered that because I normally don't think about the upcoming playlist topics until, I sit down to do them. But if you want to make suggestions for upcoming topics, I would be happy to hear them because it's less work for my brain. So, please suggest a way. And if you haven't heard Fucked with an Anchor by Ailstorm, do yourself a favor and immediately after this show, go look that up because that is an amazing song. All right, that's all we got for feedback for this week.
Hooray!
Teasing.
Well, that was a typical house battle.
He's a teasing kind of guy. Now you have a job.
Yeah.
One more time.
Well, that was a typical house battle.
Thank you. All right. Sorry, I stepped on your show title.
Yeah, my fault.
All right, tomorrow's song is by a new artist. And Tuesday's song is by Amy Englehart. And now that the FuMP Volume 91 is up on Spotify, tomorrow's playlist topic is Wiener Dogs. I got all bunch of songs about wiener dogs. So, that's cool. And I threw Albuquerque in there because it mentions one. It's not about wiener dogs, but it mentions one. And it gets the playlist to about the 30-minute mark. So, kill two birds with one wiener dog there. All right. TV's Kyle is at tvskyle.bandcamp.com. Michael, plug yourself one more time.
TwoSleeps.com.
And Luke, you got anything else?
No.
Alrighty then. Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. I'm Devo Spice.
I'm Luke Ski.
And there's Michael.
Hello.
And Kyle was here too.
Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. You can listen live every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific at DementiaRadio.org and join us in the chat. Or subscribe to the podcast feed. Look us up on iTunes and be sure to leave us a review. Feedback for the show can be sent to info@thefump.com. The Funny Music Podcast is a production of FIDEM Interactive, LLC, released under a Creative Commons share-alike license. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, shout it to random people on the street, and be sure to visit thefump.com for the latest funny songs. Tune in next week where you'll hear Luke Ski say,
But I wanted to go to the Tashi station and pick up some power converters.